Oh right, yeah, you have spells, don't you? Which ones do? I don't use the fire spells, I don't think it's going to work. Let's use the black fog. That was unnecessary. Oh, my units actually did a lot of damage, whatever it was. Right. We're going to use kind of cold on him, because I think that'll have a massive impact. Because he's made of fire! Let's freeze him. I hope I'm in range. Attack him. He's got really high fire resistance. There's no point in me using any of my fire spells. So I don't really want to touch anything else. Probably. Got two mages just like poking each other slowly to death. In its own way, it's entertaining.
Die.
Slowly healing as well. Very slowly. But I think I'm doing more damage to him than he's doing to me. Which is good. Come on. Come on! Do damage! This is why this session's going to take forever. I don't see the point in this session of stopping before we finish the game. So, I probably should... But I don't want to push for the weapons, is the thing. Just in case. Just the sorters. No, you're alright, you're alright. The Swarm Curse probably would have been really useful to use, actually. Probably.
Die.
Oh no, you need to do more than that. Twiddling the thumbs, just waiting for something to happen. Oh, what would have happened if I brought him with me? Statue of you. It's holding its hand over its heart. Its mouth is open as if making a speech. Looks like a statue of you. Its arms are crossed. It glares straight ahead. Must be a statue of you, but the face is a ruined mess and you can't say. Oh, might be. This looks like a statue of you. It's staring at the center of the room with a disdainful expression. Let's see what's over here. Sounding stone. The skin of regrets. Scrap flesh with the... Oh, that's the regret I put on it. This dark stone is covered in dust. It looks like a piece of one of your statues that were chipped away. A tracery of strange runes and markings for this. Strangely familiar. Use it. The dark stone is covered in dust as if it had been sitting here for years. It looks like a piece of one of the statues that was chipped away. A series of strange runes and markings cover the stone. It feels strangely familiar somehow. Examine. As you touch the stone, a mouth appears on the side and begins speaking in your voice. It echoes as if speaking within a great chamber. Listen. Dakon. Mort. Zakaria. Dayanara. It is I. I have placed a minor messaging enchantment on this stone. Listen to it fully, then do as I say. Continue. The voice takes a breath. It sounds irritated. I don't know how we got separated, but I think the portal that brought us here divided us. It's only a minor setback. When you find this stone, stay with it until I can rejoin you. Based on my divinations, this fortress is the size of several cities. The less you move around, the easier it is for me to find you. The voice takes another breath, then becomes more detached as if surveying something and speaking about it. I fought my way through the first of the vaults. This place is filled with shadows. Oh, right. I'm glad you noticed. Way too many to keep fighting. If you encounter any, run before they swarm you. They're much tougher than the other shadows we encountered before. That's correct. I think the energies of the plane feed them somehow and make them stronger. Right. There were a series of great war relics within the vault that shifted me from place to place. I managed to lure the shadows to each machine, then shift while they swarmed where I had been. Oh, that would have been a really good idea. It bought me some time enough to escape. Once I had tripped 4 relics, it opened a portal out. The voice pauses as if something just occurred to the speaker. It strikes me now that the vault I came from might be some strange sort of gatehouse. The relics seem to seal it off from both the inside and the outside of the fortress. Whatever built this place likes keeping the shadows under guard so they can't run loose. The shadows don't have any substance, so they wouldn't be able to use the machines to escape the vault. I'll have to think about that some more. No matter. I'm in a room with a great crystal in it, and I'm going to examine it more closely before moving on. The voice pauses as if the speaker is looking around. There are 5 statues in the room, and they look like me. And they look old, too. Like they've been here for some time. As for this crystal, it doesn't seem like it belongs in the fortress, and its size and shape reminds me of something I've read in the annals. Some sort of dimensional prism that segments the soul. I don't think it's a coincidence the portal from the main vault teleported me here. I think the crystal's a trap, so don't touch it until we're together again. I mean it, Mort. He hasn't changed, has he? I'm going to try and find you all now. If you find this reader stone, do not move from this spot or I may never find you. I have left some supplies for you in the base of one of the statues. Don't waste them. I don't know how long it's going to take for us to find our enemy and get out. And we may need these supplies later. I'll see you all soon. Right. One of these statues. Oh, there's another one over here. Statue of you. One hand is clutching its right shoulder as if wounded. So there's... No. Oh, hello. No, that was just moving. Base of one of these statues. I'm assuming it actually means at the base rather than areas. Oh, hello. Heart charm! Yay, healing. Resistance to fire. Oh, that would have been useful. Oh, that would have been useful. Increase regeneration, heals 3 points. Probably be more useful than that. Right, we are progressing. This is good. I didn't have that, did I? I thought, it's not read it. Whoa, that's not read it out. That didn't. I thought Fall from Grace said that. I'm really confused by what's going on. Bonus to armor class, that probably also be useful. But I'll leave all my healing items in there. We can think about using some of these later. These are going to only last for a period of time. Can I rest? Too dangerous to rest. But I'm going to take my health up anyway. You may as well just let time go. I don't think there's anything else. Yeah, I think that was just where that was. I mean... I don't think there's anything around. Any more of these? I'm not sure I just want to randomly progress. But I'm not sure I just want to use... I'll use a heart charm, I think. Gets me up to green. Right. Touch the crystal. That will allow us to jump to the next area by the sounds of it. We don't have anyone with us, I don't think. And I think we've seen everyone apart from Mort die. Touch the crystal. There is a moment of dizziness as you touch the crystal. Then a slow chill passes through your body and you discover your muscles have locked, your hand frozen to the crystal surface. There is a moment of silence and sharp pains splinter through your body like fractures. You feel as if your very being has been turned to ice and then shattered. Fall into darkness. He has awakened. Finally, I thought I would die again waiting for him to rise. Perhaps you will still die. Never forget I watch you thieves, you killers all 3 of you. Have a care how you speak to me, you deranged wreck. You was fortunate to reach here with all those traps you scattered throughout the plains. I swear if I could have crossed the years to put you out of your misery, I would... The two of you be silent. Let us make sure he's all right and save the arguments for later. Who are you all? The different incarnations of me. Oh, that was the mortuary little animation, wasn't it? Cool. By the hells, he's lost his memories. He's useless to us now. Calm yourself. He's only disoriented, as were we all. Give him a moment to get his bearings. You're all thieves wearing my body, and you will give it back. I'm at the limit of my patience with your howling. Be silent, or... This arguing avails us nothing. Give him his space, leave him be. Time is no longer in our favour. I will not stand here and squander another moment while our adversary is no doubt hunting for us. We waited long enough for him to awaken. I will speak to him now. The man before you resembles you, but he carries himself more like a force than a man. His eyes are watching you carefully, and as you study him, you feel him studying you. So, it has come to this. Who are you? I will not surrender my name to you or any man. The man's voice is rough, like yours, and it rings strangely in your ears. As for who I am, you should be asking yourself that. You're one of my incarnations. You made it here, with my clues to guide you. We're separate incarnations? How is that possible? The incarnation is silent for a moment, then his expression changes to contempt. If there is anything I have hated about you, it is your countless questions, your desperate fumbling for meaning answers. The man's voice is like a hatchet, and anger flickers across his face. The time for questions is past. Now you will listen to me. I was the first to breach this fortress, and whatever it is that awaits us here was somehow able to defeat me. It will not best me a second time. You sound as if you intend to fight whatever it is that lurks here. The man gives you a strange look, then studies you. Of course. That's the only reason we're speaking now. I'll need you to be the shell, but your mind must be my mind. Do you understand me? You mean you intend to possess me?
Updated my journal.
Yes. He glances around at the spiked walls and turns back to face you. We cannot leave this place in pieces. Only one may leave. How are we to become one? You must surrender your will to me. Your knowledge and skills, whatever little you've managed to accumulate in your life, may prove useful. He sizes you up again. It ultimately will be but a fraction of my power, but it might have its uses. Yet you can't... Ooh. But one of my incarnations, I have questions for you. I will indulge you, but only for a moment. You're the one who saved Dakon at Shrukt's Law, and the one who led Dianara to her death. The man's eyes narrows. What of it? All of it was done with a purpose. Why did Dianara have to die? Dianara? That little girl had a little sense of the planes in her. And that was what I needed her for. You see, the Dustmen have it right. Sometimes when you feel too much passion, you cling too tightly to life to let go. And neither did Dianara, as I hoped she would. That woman, that ghost. The henchman's eyes well up in fury, and spittle flies from his mouth. She tormented me for years, pursuing me, hating me, and you were the one that killed her. The incarnation barely even glances at the howling one and merely sneers. You blaming me for anything is laughable. He turns back to you. It wasn't out of malice, though she did become tiresome. It's just that when I arrived in the fortress, I didn't intend to stay. I just wanted to get in, sacrifice her, then get out. The third incarnation speaks softly, but he sounds pained. Why did you do such a terrible thing? I need someone to be my eyes here on the negative material plane, to serve as a scout, try and find out who my killer was. Only the dead can survive here for long, so Dianara had to be sacrificed, so that she could become something other than she was. A tricky business, but it worked. She helped you, didn't she? You didn't have to kill her. He looks at you silently for a moment, then his sneer returns. And that is why you'll be defeated if you confront our killer. It is because you are weak, and you do not see that something's unnecessary. It was convenient, you should have looked for other solutions. You dare call me weak. You orchestrated all these grand plans for defeating this invisible enemy, and you got beaten anyway. Yeah, you dare call me weak. You orchestrated all these grand plans for defeating this invisible enemy, and you got beaten anyway. Some poor girl was murdered because of it. Maybe if you'd done your job the first time you were here, this wouldn't even be a problem. You dare lecture me? Women have always walked our path with us, whether Dianara or Ravel or any other woman, and they have suffered it. It was always their choice. Dianara would have died for me if I'd asked her to. There was no crime. There are other things I would know. Oh my goodness. I think we're going to be here for a while. You're the one who saved Dakon at Tract Law. No. You're the one who... you gave Dakon the Unbroken Circle of Zertherman. Why? The Unbroken Circle? That collection of lies? Yes, it was a week's work to forge such a thing. It was necessary to make it so he would cease doubting himself. You made it, but you told him. Perhaps they carry some truth, I know not. I know they were tedious writings, but the words were enough to give him faith. Why? Your ignorance astounds me. The man looks incredulous. Can it be that you do not know what he carries in his hand? That blade he carried is shaped by his thoughts. Such a tool, when used properly, could slay the multiverse itself. The man looks lost in thought, then his face sneers in disgust. Though obviously, the Gith became separated when we arrived in the fortress, and I was unable to make use of his blade. Unfortunate. What was the purpose of saving Dakon at Tract Law? Well, it was the blade. You saved Dakon at Tract Law because of his blade. Why? Oh, right, I've just done that. Something else I would know. Are you the one who taught Ignis the art? Ignis? The man stares at you and frowns. Is that a name? Who are you talking about? Oh, okay. Someone else, then. You built that tomb beneath Sigil, didn't you? The one with the traps. I'd almost forgotten. Yes. What a waste that was. The Incarnation seems irritated. Obviously, that didn't work. It cost a lot of blood and coin, too. Worthless. The Second Incarnation breaks into uneven laughter, but it's more gleeful than mad. It was easy to breach that child's trap. I found it, and changed it, to make it harder. Changed the writings. The First Incarnation frowns at the Second. He looks like he's barely restraining himself from attacking the other. Yet another thing you will answer for. He turns back to you. Though I suppose it doesn't matter. It was shortly after the failure of the tomb trap that I decided to carry the battle to our killer, rather than wait for him to show any longer. Other things I would know. Were you the one who pried Mort off the Pillar of Skulls? Is Mort still alive? The Incarnation stares for a moment in disbelief, then he starts laughing. Ha! That skull couldn't be trusted farther than I could throw him, claiming he had information when he didn't. Then I had to go through the torment of prying him off the Pillar of Skulls. Then he feigned ignorance once he was off of it. The Incarnation scoffs. I humoured him, since he told me everything I needed from him. He feigned ignorance? Oh yes, the man smiles. Once a liar, always a liar. Takes a stronger mind than the skulls to give me the laugh, though. What was his game? What more did he have to lie about? The Incarnation smokes. It is of no matter. Let the skull have his secrets. They're worthless to me. Other things I would know. Ah! Who are these others? Other incarnations. Reflections of ourselves. I will have them merge with me after I deal with you. He glances at the hunched Incarnation, who was howling when you first arrived. Or kill them if they refuse. It is of no matter. They are not necessary. Other things I would know. Were you responsible for the tattoos on my back? The ones I read when I woke up in the mortuary? The directions? He nods, irritated. Of course I was responsible. I knew there was a chance I might fail here and lose my memories. I wanted future incarnations to benefit from some guidance. So I had the directions stitched on my back, since such things, like journals, he snarls as if angry at himself, tend to be lost so easily.